episode of the Lassiter Factor Podcast, a podcast where I talk about anything in the world of movies, music, entertainment, pop culture, you name it. And if you're listening, thank you so much for listening. And I will say again, since this is the first, well, it depends, because I did an episode earlier on the Academy Award nominations, which got released today at the time when I'm recording this. So depending on which video I put out first, I want to say Happy New Year, since this is the first episode of 2018. So, and today's episode is going to be music related. Why? Because an extreme shortage of episodes on music. So, and I thought I'd do it on Eminem, and we all know who he is, Marshall Mathers, Slim Shady, and recently, the end of last year, he released an album called Revival, which is getting ridiculed by both critics and fans alike. But I didn't want it all be negative. I wanted to be, a little positive, where we talk about everything from his albums and career on forward onto Revival. So that's what we'll do. And with me today, I had some returning guest members. So I have with me
Cody G,
Dominique,
Official Jesus Gang,
Tyrese.
And quick side note, if you haven't heard Jesus Gang new album, The Good News, check it out. It's on iTunes. I've been listening to it all weekend.
I appreciate you. That's why Brad's the man. You're best. The best.
Thank you. Now, before we get started on Eminem, roundtable, what do we all think of Eminem as an artist and a person? Like me personally, Eminem, I didn't really get into hip hop until the early 2000s, which was when Eminem he started to really pop out, and so he was kind of like a landmark of me coming of age into hip hop or whatever. So he's what I listened to, and then of course at the time he released some stuff that everybody was either against or just not for, and then of course my parents heard some of the songs and they didn't really want to listen to it, but I listened to it anyway when it came on the radio and whatnot. And then as I grew older, I still like him to this day. He's one of my favorites, but he has come out with some stuff that bit questionable. But how do you feel about Eminem, Cody?
He's the GOAT.
He's a GOAT.
He's the GOAT, bruh.
I mean, there's no doubt about that.
He's in my top 5.
Ooh. Why not top 5?
Huh? He is in my top 5.
Oh, he is? Oh, okay.
Right, he's in my top 5.
Ty?
One of the best. One of the best, yeah. I like him.
Alright, Jesus Gang?
I mean, I love Eminem. Personally, I don't know, because it's hard, because you don't know these celebrities, so you can't say you like them as a person, because we really don't know them. But from what we hear and read, I feel like he's a good guy. I feel like he's conflicted like we all are. And I his music, like I said, how do I feel about him? He's definitely one of the greatest.
Yeah.
You can't deny that, especially lyrically.
I like him because he talks about real stuff, or if he doesn't, he's articulate. So he's not about just the music. He's actually about the words. And when I hear him actually rap, I'm like, oh, I want to go look that up in a dictionary. So, I like him. He's good rhythm. And he can rap fast without stumbling over his words.
Yeah.
Which nowadays,
ridiculous.
no one can really do, or at least not like that. So he's just on a whole other level.
Except maybe Twister.
Yes, that's actually true.
Another thing I like about Eminem is one of my favorite types of rappers are storytellers, and I love it. I think that's when Eminem excels the most.
Yeah.
That old school kind of.
Yeah.
Well, this is a man that was rapping with Biggie, so
Well, he is old.
he is old. He is old school. He's a legend.
GOAT.
I also like how he's white, and he kind of went against the odds, or he inserted himself in this field that's not for black people, but it's dominated by black people, and the fact that he, I guess, took all those challenges and handled all of it, and still one of the best, if not the best. I got my own opinions.
Can't go wrong with that.
And the other thing about Eminem is the subject matter he raps about, and it's because you also got to think he's been through stuff that we couldn't even imagine going through.
Yeah.
With everything with his mother, his baby mama, and everything. So
He did talk about some of the craziest stuff I've ever heard. Well, he used to talk about, a lot of stuff. He would talk about killing his mom and stuff, killing his baby moms and stuff like that. Kind of crazy.
And ironic is, in his later albums, he actually apologized to his mom.
Yes.
And then Yeah.
They had that music video.
That was crazy.
Yeah.
Like he doesn't even perform cleaning out my closet anymore.
That's true.
Because he feels. I feel bad. It's just his mom. Like his
raps
dad is just
about
like
what-
forget him, but his dad still don't like.
He
him.
raps about what people think about.
Yeah, definitely.
People scared to say their thoughts for real.
Yes, that's what Dr. Dre gravitated to.
That's why he sold so much.
Yep.
Because he's grabbing what people don't want to talk about.
I think he's funny too.
Yeah, he is.
To be honest, I don't know what song were you listening to in the car, Lamont? He was rapping about something funny. I don't know.
My name is.
Was it My Name Is? Yeah, that was funny.
Yeah, that was a funny song. He's a comedian too.
Yeah, it was a song.
When he wants to be.
Yeah.
Alright, so now let's get into each and every 8 of his albums. Yeah, that's how many he's came up with, and this not even including all his extra stuff. But like, he included 2, which is like the 8 Mile soundtrack, and Curtain Call, which is the hits album.
Oh yeah, yep.
The first album, well, I should say EP that it came out with was his Infinite album. Now, me personally, I never really listened to it, but have any of y'all listened to it?
Yeah,
I heard a few songs off of it because I love Eminem.
The title track I heard. I haven't heard the whole joint, but the Infinite song.
Yeah.
I love that song.
And I didn't listen to it enough to give it a fair review of it, but I did listen to a few songs, and I can't remember it. Nothing really stood out to me that made me want to be like, this is gonna be a legend. So that's just me though.
I heard a couple that came on. I don't think it was the radio. Something I was listening to, and it just sounded like Eminem, like just what I'd expect from him. Nothing.
His first one?
All of his stuff.
No, I mean the first time about the first Infinite album.
All I know is all the albums that I've listened to, they sound like I have an expectation for him, and he always meets it. I don't think he goes above it or below it. That could be a good thing, and it could be a bad thing, because you want people to improve and get better. But if you're already at that level where it's not really much to do, I guess that's a good thing too. So I don't know.
Cody, on the Infinite album, any thoughts about that?
I don't remember any tracks. I mean, I'm sure I heard it, but my favorite album is the Eminem Show.
Oh, don't worry, we're gonna get there.
Yeah.
Alright, so after that was his Infinite EP, which apparently got some traction, and then Dr. Dre found him and worked with him, and they gave us the Slim Shady LP, which went 5 times platinum.
Yeah.
And on that album, we had hits like My Name Is, Guilty Conscience,
Yep.
If I Had, 97, Bonnie and Clyde, which I will come back to in the Marshall Mathers LP, and Just Don't Give a Fuck, which that one is my favorite, and Guilty Conscience. And what I like about Guilty Conscience is, it's Dr. Dre, Eminem, and they just going back and forth. Dr. Dre's the angel, and Eminem is the devil.
Which is also ironic because that's funny. But
Is
They're
that the
so
one
poetic.
Is that the one with Rock Bottom on it?
Yeah, I believe that's the
That's one of my most favorite. That's my top 3 Eminem songs. Top 5. I don't know. There's a lot of songs, but everybody's up there.
And then, of course, we have My Name Is, which was the song that
My Name
introduced him
You
to
too.
the crowd. I have some questions talking about he want to kill his dad. At the end, he was like, by the way, if you see my dad, tell him that I slit his throat in this dream I had. I'm like,
Yeah.
And I feel like because Eminem, it's definitely a double standard, and everybody knows it, because he, his skin color.
He's white.
Yeah, because honestly, he could say things. For example, a lot of rappers have said that, and I still think some of them are crazy too. But because he says it kind of like it was a different judgment. I feel like so. But he said some crazy things on that album, and it kind of just made it like wow. I love that song. My Name Is. It was hilarious. That's one of my favorite songs. The beat, simple beat, but he just ripped it and he just went on and on. So
I think the problem with it is, or the reason why they look at him like that, a lot of people don't know that there are actually more white people in poverty in the United States than black people. Though the percentage of black people,
like the ratio
is more, it's different. But there are more white people, so they are going through the same exact stuff or stereotypical stuff you expect for a lower class black person to go through.
Yep.
So I don't know. I think that's one reason why they're taken back, because they don't know, oh yeah, these people are going through the same thing.
That's very true. That's very true.
I mean, as it, not Eminem, but as Nick Cannon would say, there's hood habits in trailer park tendencies or whatever.
Yeah, no, that's very true.
Man, but going through that hood in Baltimore this week, ooh.
Any thoughts on the Slim Shady LP, Cody?
No.
No thoughts on that one? And then after that, he gave us the Martian Matters LP, which went diamond, and gave us the tracks "Kill You," "Stand," which I mentioned earlier is Storyteller, is one of my favorite hip hop songs ever.
Yeah,
"The Way I Am," and "Kim," which is the prequel to '97 Bonnie and Clyde. Now, here's the thing: I was aware of '97 Bonnie and Clyde, but I didn't hear it so much later in life, as well as Kim.
Yeah.
And then I heard Kim, I think it was my freshman year in college, but I heard Kim, the fuck? He's really giving he's giving details on how he's killing his baby's mama, kidnapping the daughter, and then I went back and listened to '97 Bonnie and Clyde and put the two together. I'm like, wow.
Yeah, he's a tortured soul. I ain't gonna lie to you.
I would love to counsel him. I really would.
Probably gotten a lot of it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I mean, and he, like I said, he's gone through a lot, and I just thinking about, and he had a drug problem, and he overcame that, and I feel like the first half, I'd say a good third of his life he was on something, pill, and I just think that a lot of his music was just, he took it out on pills and music. That's all he did, so.
He embraced it.
Yeah, and many other drugs, so.
Well, I'm not saying he embraced the drugs, but he
did embrace the drugs, though.
He embraced the drugs, but he also was authentic and embraced that he had a problem and he wasn't ashamed of it. And that's what I like.
Yeah, we'll get to that, but yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Another song that came off that album was "The Real Slim Shady," which is a landmark song, because it's think about it, everybody wanted to be like Slim Shady and dye their hair blonde. I'm and that's pretty much what younger kids see their favorite celebrities do. They'll try to do it too, and Eminem, he's definitely done that.
They're still doing that. Yep. Copycat League.
Oh,
and that might be his best album. I know we haven't gone through all, but that might be his best one, in my opinion, because he had so many. Those two albums you just named. It's so that's why his best song probably.
Any thoughts on Martian Matters LP?
"The Way I Am," that's a very, 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 very good rap song. That's a tight rap song.
Cody?
"The Way I Am." That song I can listen to any time of day. But that's the only song I would listen to over and over again. I mean, now, down the line.
My favorite song on that album is "Stand," and I could.
Oh yeah.
It's I could hear that song over and over again, but I have to be in a particular mood to listen to that song over and over again.
Yeah, it puts you in a certain mood. Yeah.
That's crazy because that really happens.
Yeah.
He one of the realest, man.
The next album after that was the Eminem Show, which also
best album, in my opinion, and the most listened to in my eyes.
Yeah, because earlier when I was writing the notes down, I was going through what are the standouts and hit tracks off of each
White
album.
America.
Yeah, White
that was
America.
a good
song.
Say Goodbye to Hollywood.
Lil Eric loves my shit.
Without Me,
that
Sing
is
for
crazy.
a Moment, Superman, Haley song, Till I Collapse.
There's too many songs on that.
Till I Collapse. That's
too many songs on that job.
I have a story for each and every one of these songs. Till I Collapse, I didn't hear that song until my freshman year in college.
Wow.
And I was on the wrestling team back in high school. If I had heard that song when I was in high school, I swear I would be undefeated.
Nah, really. That song that's a powerful. That's his best song. Him with Nate Dogg. I think that's his best song. The Way I Am might be his second. That's the thing about Eminem. He can motivate you to do things like no other. He'll talk about some crazy stuff. Then he'll come back and be like, "Boom, you gotta do this and this." Like he makes movies for songs for movies, and that's what he has a gift, man.
But that John, I played that. I bought that John.
Yep, that's a classic.
Another one of my favorite songs off there was Haley's song.
I
remember hearing on the radio over and over again when I was little, and I would repeat the lyrics sometimes it feels. So that's one of my favorite songs. I think it's a landmark song. It's like not really, well, maybe some, but not really. Not much rappers would talk about their kids like that. So.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Any thoughts on Eminem shit at the top?
Till I Collapse.
Yeah, I like that song a lot. That's a good song.
It's a great song.
Classic song.
I listen to that every day at the gym. I'm not even kidding.
Yeah, that's a good song.
Any other thoughts on Eminem show for y'all?
Great album. Like I said, I forgot about that one. See, that's why I shouldn't have said that was his 2 best albums. I'm just thinking, because, that was a really good album.
White America was a powerful
But
song.
Till I Collapse is the best song. I think that might be his best song.
Till I Collapse.
Till I Collapse, do you think that's his best song?
I
I think that might be your favorite song.
I'm just saying, I think that might be it. Because
But
the
it's
significance, because they used it in movies. It's on Call of Duty.
Mm-hmm.
It's been everywhere. Like, that was in every fighting movie. Like,
Yeah.
It's an endless movie. Yeah.
I think it's a powerful song.
It is.
Till I Collapse.
It is.
The way I am is powerful too, though. So, but
they like hitting.
I would take Till I Collapse. Yeah.
They can't put The Way I Am on a lot of movies.
But Rock Bottom, I like Rock Bottom more than I do like Till I Collapse.
Really? I mean, it's
Rock Bottom.
it's a
I
good
think
song.
Y'all gotta hear that song one time.
It's a good song. I mean, but
Yeah,
it depends. It's a taste thing. You know what I'm saying? It depends on what you like.
Yeah, it depends on what you
Yeah,
like.
I like Till I Collapse because I just think about all the times. You know what I'm saying? Nate Dogg, rest in peace.
Shit, I'm sorry, Mama. That junk got played
Clean up.
everywhere. Like, even a lot of times people didn't even know what he was saying. They were just singing the hook and rapping. It was like, hold up. It's so catchy and all that. He's singing on it like, I'm sorry, Mama. That's like the catchiest jump ever. Everybody knew the words and didn't want to know the words.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And that's on that same album. That jump that's what he...
Wait, that's on Cleaning Out.
That was on the news and all that stuff.
Wow.
Yeah, Clean Out My Closet,
dang.
White America, Till I Collapse, all that was on that album.
Wow, that is a good album. I keep forgetting.
And he was going on the labels on that jump. He got like skits in the album.
Yep.
That's what I like too.
That shit was crazy.
Wow.
Like, he was just walking you through. But that was on the news. Like you said, your parents was mad at that song.
Yeah.
Getting played there. It was
Everybody,
on the radio, bro.
Everybody was mad.
It was on the news. I still remember going down the hill. It was on the news, the little place down there. We get some chicken wings. It was on the news talking about Eminem.
Chicken wings.
But the fact they was talking about that, that was crazy. You know how many people hate their parents?
See that?
Don't want to say it.
The ironic thing is, that album still went diamond. So it's like you can scream, bitch, and moan all you want. You still bought the CD.
You bought the CD. I have the case somewhere still.
And that was a time before like they were streaming and was it? Yeah, like that was right before the time, if I'm not mistaken. Like that's crazy.
That shit went.
That
It
man
ain't had no choice, bro. Because after them other tight songs, then you just got an album with more tight songs you can listen to. I can't listen to all his stuff like just over that. It's kind of like Kendrick for real.
Yeah.
Like Kendrick's the go-to, but at the same time, I can't listen to all his stuff all the time. There's certain songs I can, but if you get somebody like Cole or somebody or Drake, I can listen to stuff all day.
Didn't he just get nominated for like 7?
Who, Kendrick?
Yeah,
probably.
it was like 7.
Something crazy.
That's pretty good.
And he's performing, so you know you're gonna win at least one. That's why.
Like Eminem. Eminem's the GOAT in awards, but he is white too.
Yeah.
So
let's not ignore the fact that he has more white fans than.
That's what I'm saying. Ridiculous sold out shows. You know what I'm saying? When a rapper goes on tour, it's white fans in the.
But those are the main ones support. Like if you think about it,
exactly.
There are more white people.
That's what I'm saying.
So yeah,
he's white.
Yeah.
So now it's gonna be sold out, motherfucker.
But that's who's lifting up Beyonce and Jay-Z is white people.
Like I ain't gonna lie, like this was a real culture shock to me. But last summer, me and my ex we went to a Chance the Rapper's concert. In Baltimore, and I just remember the line was just nothing but white.
Yeah.
I'm like, where the black folks at?
Nah,
they're the ones supporting.
Yeah, white people. Once you get the white folks, that's how you get the money. That's how you get on.
Because you have a solid black fans, but you're just gonna be in like small clubs.
That's why it makes no sense to say rap is a black thing, because really. They wouldn't be there if it wasn't for white people. Like, oh yeah, go get this Oscar and blah blah blah. Like
what do you mean as a black
like black people may be on the forefront of rap and stuff, but who's behind the scenes boosting up these people listening to their music? It's mostly white people.
Everybody. Ain't just white foreigners, everybody going overseas, but we started that.
But there are more.
Black people started listening to it first. White people thought it was cool, so then they caught on.
Okay, but there are more white people.
We was behind that.
There's still more white people now that are listening to
it. It's more of them than us.
Well, they always copy us, though.
But they copy our swag. They copy your swag. Everybody.
Yep.
That's why Jay and Beyonce so powerful because they worship her. You know what I'm saying?
Oh Lord.
But they worship black people. You hear a white kid throwing like a
It's like
when it's like when snapbacks came out, we made that shit cool, bro. Like Jordans, all that other stuff. They have money to go buy the things that we actually try to have. Like all these dope boys and all that other stuff. They want to be a dope boy so bad. When I went to school in Kansas, everybody wanted to talk like they was black or wear what we had just because they had money. We couldn't even afford the shit that we wanted.
Yeah.
So now they got on chains and stuff like that. White people ain't do that before. Like,
But because
it's our thing at the end of the day.
But I guess, but because they promoted it, it almost like increased the value. If you think about it, like even Jordan, say they started off like back in the day, $50, right? But so many people loved it. If so many people love my product, I know they're gonna buy it. I'm like, oh, let me raise the price a little bit, and then that, you know what I'm saying? So it raises the value.
The creativity goes away.
Eventually, yeah.
Sure did.
That's
Like
where you get
Jordan's
pop
and
mixed in
phones.
with rap music. Like, oh, he went pop now. That's for white people.
You know, some of them joints
Don't
I
hate
can
on pop.
feel, but a lot of them joints.
That's white people music.
Pop, yeah, it has its, that joint has its place, though. You know what I'm saying? Pop.
Well, I think there's pop, and then there's like really, really like white pop.
Like Katy
What's
Perry.
your difference between the two?
Taylor Swift.
Ew.
Give two artists that falls into pop and one that falls into really white.
I really hate
I
like
be hearing that shit. I be like,
modern day boy bands. Like I could.
Yeah, boy bands around still?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
I thought they all expanded out the One Direction.
There was the one signing Child from American Idol and stuff. I forgot their name.
Okay.
Who sung "I Want It That Way"?
Insane, but that was early 2000s though.
But they were good. That's what I'm saying. Like they were better. But like now, like One Direction, I made like one song,
They
but
be
I
throwing
hear
them
it.
together now. They just be.
Well, they just
Yeah,
expanded anyway.
I
They're not
can't.
even together no more.
There's something about the style. I don't
They don't
know.
last.
I just really don't. I don't like it. But I do like pop. I have realized.
Didn't the Jonas Brothers last it though? They lasted a long time.
Well, now
That's 'cause they were
all
on
broke up,
Disney.
though, and they broke up now.
And they older now. Who about to keep doing
Yeah,
that?
but only one of them is really having success beyond the band. So.
Yeah.
Only one, yeah. There's always one out of usually those things that like sustain it. The other two kind of just like disappear.
And that's because he was with Selena Gomez.
He was.
Yeah.
Well, she's the most followed, and this is how we segue to Eminem. But she's the most followed Instagram person I think in the world.
Who?
Selena Gomez.
Yeah.
Believe it or not.
And she's
Yes,
not
she
that
is.
good. She's not that good of an artist.
She's not.
Hold on. What?
Yeah, look it up. She has like
Yeah.
100 million.
She
Something
can't
crazy.
even really sing.
Yeah.
Something ridiculous. They worship her.
Yeah. Like here's the thing. Like old Selena Gomez. and
She
Demi
looked like a
Lovato,
little girl.
They released
I love
a
Demi.
song. Yeah, they released songs at the same time. Demi Lovato, she had what's it called? Sorry Not Sorry.
Yeah.
And then Selena Gomez, she released another song. One YouTube video out of the two got more views. Guess which one it is?
Selena Gomez.
Selena.
Which
Yeah.
her song was. I can't, like.
She still
Demi
looks like a
Lovato's
little
way
girl,
better.
I
too.
don't even
Yeah.
pay attention to her music, honestly.
What's
You
up?
don't have to.
Well, that-
It's all them other little.
Yeah.
Played in the stores.
I went to her Instagram. I was like, oh, this makes sense.
That's true. They do play it in the store.
All the
We
stores.
grew up on her like Disney and shit like that.
That got her like her first 50 million,
Yeah.
and then like
And then she looked so young, bro.
She
like,
was a good actress, though.
Yeah.
she's a good
She was
actress.
really
Not
young.
singer.
Yeah, even
So
her
all
acting
little
is still a
girls
bit
be-
questionable.
Yeah.
For
Follow
Disney, it was,
Yeah.
you know.
She did good in. I didn't see the movie, but I heard she did good in Spring Breakers or Gucci Man story. Basically, the Gucci Man story.
Yeah.
Well,
She looked
but
young
she's
and shit.
not
That's
Riff
crazy.
Raff.
That movie
Oh,
was
Riff
crazy.
Raff, my bad.
I'm
Riff
talking
Raff.
about Wizards of Waverly Place. That's
But I
position.
ain't gonna lie, I had a slight crush on her back in the day.
Ooh,
Oh, Selena,
down with
everybody
the
did.
world.
Yeah, everybody. Selena,
I
yeah.
didn't really like. I was maybe because I was older. I didn't really like her like that.
Little Selena.
But anyways,
She,
we're
I
finding
think
out
she was
the
probably.
We went to Eminem to
Nah, you ain't the only one, bro. My
Bring
man
it
used
back.
to love her, son.
How did that work? Hold up, bro. You older than me. So how did that work?
Bro, she's old, bruh. She's old, bro. She's
She's
like,
not old.
yeah, she
She's like
is.
26,
She's like-
27.
Bruh, she's
Yeah.
like your
27,
age.
like
nigga.
26.
She like
Yeah.
she like Lamont and Cody age,
Yeah, it's
like,
like-
a year older.
Yeah, she's
Bruh, she's older,
mid-20s,
bro.
I
think.
I'm
Yeah.
about to- yeah.
She's
She's
not-
definitely, I think she's older than me,
She
bro.
look
She's like a
she's
year older.
15.
She's like
That's
25.
what I was saying. Like,
Well, her and
Yeah.
Ariana Grande both look young, and people love Ariana.
No, that's a whole other. Year.
No.
Ariana, she look younger than Selena. I'm
She
sorry.
does, but still, men for some reason
Big
That's
Sean with her. Big Sean
Yeah.
with her.
And even Gina Kiko, she looks young, kinda.
Nah,
I mean, she don't look that young, but she still look
You
young.
can tell she's
No,
a woman at the end of the day.
I'm just saying, like, she's a younger look. She
don't-
don't look her
She
age.
don't compare to these like this. Like Selena looks like a little girl, bro. Like,
Yeah, she does.
Sometimes Google images don't do it justice.
nah, this is real.
Yeah,
Go to her Instagram. She's 25.
Back to Eminem, though.
So yeah, see, it's she's
She
25.
just looks really young.
Everybody's good. Everybody's alright.
Yeah.
Alright, my bad.
So at the same time, Eminem released the Eminem Show. He came out with his first movie. Arguably his first movie was The Wash. But really, his big role was 8 Mile, which is one of my favorites of all time. I stand by it. One of my favorite scenes from that movie is at the end when he had that final battle with Papa Doc.
Yeah.
Papa Doc.
That movie's lit.
That's a classic. And he's making another movie.
That movie's fucking lit.
Now?
Look it up when you after this trailer or after this podcast. There's a trailer for a movie. He's making a battle rap movie. He's producing it.
Oh,
it looks
yeah,
great. It looks good.
That.
And I think it got picked up by YouTube, so it's gonna be streaming on YouTube.
Streaming, yeah.
Yep. Yeah, Eminem's new movie.
Okay.
It's dope.
So he had his first role in 8 Mile, which gave us the 8 Mile soundtrack, which gave us Lose Yourself, 8 Mile Road, and introduced us to 50 Cent with Wankster.
Man.
Yes, Wankster.
Man. And that's the crazy thing. Eminem always puts on people. Even like he always is good at like putting on people you never heard of and making them stars. Like all of his people in his little group, even Joe Budden, New York kind of had his music, but he had all this little group. They're all shit. What was it? D12 and the group he has now.
Oh, Bad Meets Evil.
That's his boy Royce the 5'9", which is also a really good rapper. But he's really good at putting on for Detroit and putting on for his actual people. So I do respect that. 50 Cent, that's the most random collabo, but he put 50 Cent on. So, yeah, that's a great album too. Lose Yourself is a classic, man. That's a really good song.
That song is also on everybody's gym list.
Yeah, it really is.
If you go to the gym.
Really is. It really is.
And a quick little fun fact about Lose Yourself is that song was nominated for an Oscar for Best Original Song. And Eminem he didn't attend the ceremony because he didn't think he was gonna win. But guess what?
Yeah.
Wow.
He won.
Yeah, that's crazy. He's on that rare list of winning an Oscar and a Grammy. Man, him and Ludacris, I think, right? I think Ludacris won something for Crash.
Nah, but
he didn't win. Oh,
but the 3 6 Mafia did.
Oh,
for the song "Hard Out Here for a Pimp" from the
Wow. Wow. So he's on that short list. I mean, that's why I said Eminem's he's amazing, man.
Maybe you two, any thoughts on 8 Mile, the movie and the soundtrack?
Oh yeah, one of my favorite movies.
Motivation
of all time.
Yeah, I watched that movie.
Is that the first?
No, the first was The Wash.
No. Is that the first hip hop movie that we witnessed? Like the good movie? Because he came before. Didn't he make his before 50?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So like when I seen that, I was like, oh shit! Like about time somebody came. He was the first to make an original dope hip hop film. And they witnessed his real story. Like none of that was most of that was real. So that's why I was like, that shit was tight.
They're always long though.
That shit was dope.
I think
you gotta watch that. You didn't watch it.
I can watch that movie over and over again.
Did you watch it?
I've watched it. I know, even trying to watch that Straight Outta Compton thing. I never got around to it because they're like, tripping. It's 2 hours and some shit. I'm like,
that movie's not even boring. And
I believe it's not.
As we get back to Eminem.
But I feel like I have to take 10 breaks, maybe get 2 bags of popcorn instead of 1. I don't know. Just knowing that it's that long, I'm like, dang, I really have to.
I mean, yes, it is long, but trust me, after a couple minutes of watching, it'll go out like that.
Yeah, the first scene you'll see, it's amazing.
It's telling a story.
That's one of my favorite movies.
The struggle.
Oh,
Nothing beats Harry Potter.
2 different genres.
They're both long.
We got to stay on subject here. We're talking about Eminem.
Don't snap, please. Thank
you. Anyway, so did you have any more thoughts on 8 Mile and the soundtrack?
The soundtrack, I think it's tight. He wrote both of them at the same time, or he was acting in the movie and writing the soundtrack at the same time. That's pretty nice. And the songs really matched up with the movie. Very nice.
So yeah, that's the 8 Mile soundtrack. And
Domestic violence.
So next up, he came out with Encore, which went 5 times platinum. Now, I think some people would say Encore was when Eminem was starting to take a nosedive in quality of
A
music.
nosedive.
But for me, like, I'll say that Encore, that was the first Eminem CD I ever received as a Christmas gift.
Really?
Oh,
And,
wow.
and it's funny because, like, as I was growing up, my dad always told me, okay, if you're going to listen to hip hop, only get the clean version of this song.
Right.
But somehow, my mom, she got me the explicit version.
Right.
Which is,
Oh Lord, yeah. This is. I'm looking at the list. This is a lot of songs.
yeah, you got Yellow Brick Road, Like Toy Soldiers,
That's a good
Mosh,
song.
Rain Man, Just Lose It,
Oh, yeah,
Ass
Just
Like
Lose
That,
It.
Mockingbird, and
Ass
Encore.
like that.
I
But
don't even think parents try that hard anymore to be like, oh, don't listen to that song.
It's
That's
too much
cursing.
out there.
Because, yeah, it's like,
It's everywhere.
yeah, the
But-
kids are like 2
but the-
years old, no
the-
curse words.
The only, to me, this album was not good, honestly, because the only 2 songs that were good were like Toy Soldiers and Mockingbird. Everything else is forgettable, even though some of it's funny. I see what they mean. I never heard anyone say it took a nosedive after that, but I could definitely understand after looking at this list. This is like, I don't know what happened.
Yeah, like some of
That Ass Like That song, I actually don't like that song.
You had any more thoughts on Encore?
Nah, it's just 2 songs to me that were good.
Toy Soldiers.
Encore needs
Yeah,
an
and
encore.
Mockingbird.
Still not-
All the other songs weren't that good to me.
But Toy Soldiers carried that joint because
Of course,
that joint, that's one of the best songs ever.
it is one of the best songs. It was this song too, wasn't it? Technically,
Nah, bro, it's more like an admission of guilt. This,
Or
Or-
what's
and like
happening
this-
with the industry.
yeah, this life. I was supposed to be the one that never
okay,
knows. You the other you talk the other joint. You talking about the D12 joint? My band.
Oh,
That's
was
the joint.
Oh,
That wasn't
okay.
really a diss, but he was going on them because they was really friends. They all grew
Yeah.
up together.
Oh, how come? That song?
Nah, it's called My Band.
You
Or-
know when
no,
you
no, no,
go
no,
to
no,
name
no,
of
no,
my
no,
band,
no, no,
that's something
no,
else.
no, no. You said How Come? What is that?
No, it was another song. It was like, how come we ain't even friends no more?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Ain't that like we supposed to do? And I heard it through the grapevine. Yeah, that joint. He was kind of going on his friends.
And Eminem's a battle rapper, so that's why I'm confused on some of the. That's why I'm a little confused on some of the songs on that album because it's like make my go doing doing, but it's like.
He just
That's
be
a little
doing
bit-
stuff. I don't know what that is.
Album, he has crazy songs.
I want to see him try stand up without rapping.
You know what I always wanted to see him on? Wild and Out.
I
Oh,
never
he
thought
would
about that.
he would roast everybody.
It will never
Why
happen though.
isn't he?
It wouldn't be fair.
They'd have to pay him too much.
They had a
that's why.
beef. Nah,
Oh
they-
yeah,
him and Nick Cannon.
Oh.
Eminem went on his whole
Yeah.
career.
Yeah.
That was one of the best. That's
Said he ain't
Did
had
he
no
make that
career.
song?
He destroyed Nick Cannon.
Why you so obsessed
Yeah,
with me?
I was like, dang.
He destroyed. Yo, he just and that was on the Recovery album. He destroyed. It was a diss song about him, Nick Cannon, or her, Nick Cannon. He destroyed everybody.
I like the Recovery album. That was a good
I do
album.
too. Yeah, I
Don't
think
worry,
that.
we're gonna get there.
Okay.
That's a lot of albums we gonna do.
Yeah, don't worry, we
got a
halfway
lot.
at this point.
Yeah.
Dang.
Now it gets good.
We're gonna talk about the singles too,
But Mariah
like
got
the
more than
singles,
him.
like or features.
We probably will.
Cause
We'll probably
cause I listen to more features.
She was like 40
Yeah,
something.
so after Encore, he released a greatest hits album called Curtain Call, The Hits, which had all his previous hits, but he had a couple of new songs like Shake That and When I'm Gone.
Oh Lord.
And then he had another weird song on there called Fack, F-A-C-K.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
What's
I don't
that?
remember that one.
It was like
Don't
it was
listen
more
to
like
it.
a funny song, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
but a funny in the way of you don't know if you should be laughing or...
Right.
Damn.
I remember that thing.
You should make that a song, Cody.
That was a new song on the album.
Yeah.
True.
To me, that's one of his forgettable. That's just me. That's not something I will remember.
Yeah, well,
But-
it's a greatest hits album, so...
Yeah.
But it gave us a bonus track, which is his live performance with Elton John performing "Stand," which
Yeah.
which was pretty much his apology for anything he said to
The gay
homosexuals.
king.
So, yeah.
Oh,
goodness.
But then
Because you gotta think Elton John, he is gay,
Yeah.
so
Oh, so there it goes. Hey, let me just do the song with this black person. I said some mean things. It's the same thing.
Person?
No, I'm saying it's the same thing. What if Donald Trump say, all right, you know what? The next time I run for president, my running mate is going to be a black man. Is all forgiven? No.
I mean, of course, not all is forgiven, but at the same time, it's like at least
what?
I don't know.
I think it's one thing to be genuine and had like
it might have been
genuine
genuine.
and learn from it, and then try to make up for it. But to do it just to like benefit yourself.
Come on, y'all, put your hands together, y'all. Come on, y'all.
Like paying, like paying for the MLK memorial to be a national park. Like you just like that's nice, but you just did that to make people think that you're not racist, even though you are racist, and it's gonna like
that to me.
You know what I'm saying? And it benefits him.
But I was gonna say, but back to the Eminem thing, because I was thinking in my head, if he apologized to homosexuals, we're gonna get into his later albums where he keeps calling people fags, and then I'm a little confused. Then he's like, oh, I don't mean it like that. So I mean, it's a little. So that's why I said, I mean, you can see Eminem struggle with what he's trying to do. Like he's definitely not politically correct.
Yeah,
he's probably one of the most non-politically correct people in history. He's up there. Like he's probably just as controversial as Trump, if not more so. Because he's talking about. Because if you listen to his songs, like I was listening to it, I ain't gonna. We'll get to it. But his latest songs, he's talking about raping people. You know,
even in his earlier career, he was talking stuff like that.
Yeah. Well, that's even. I don't know if that's good or bad. No. I'm just saying. We're talking about Eminem. We gotta stay on subject. I'm just saying Eminem is like we gotta talk about Eminem. Eminem.
You mentioned Trump, so subtopic to Eminem.
You mentioned Trump. I didn't even bring him up.
Eminem did rap about Trump, so you can.
Okay, so there we go. So let's
we
talk
not
about
But you do gotta keep it in a bubble though, because it could go all over the
place. We're going somewhere else here.
Trump doesn't care about being politically correct. Period. It's not about that. Trump he says what he means and means what he says.
Yeah.
Period.
You were about to crash when you go home. You were going straight to sleep. You got all this energy.
Stay on topic, Monty. We're talking about Eminem.
Alright, quick, she's going. Let's talk about Eminem.
Eminem never stayed on topic.
But I mean, I'm surprised why Secret Service hasn't gotten a hold of Donald Trump's phone at this point.
Yeah, I mean, it's gonna happen at some point.
Yeah. So anyway, after after the hits, that's when Eminem he started to take a nosedive in his personal life, and he got hooked on on prescription pills.
Yep.
And had an addiction, and then he caught himself, and then went to rehab and everything. And I guess he wanted to apply that to his music, which is a noble thing to do.
Mm-hmm.
But that gave us what I think is arguably his worst album.
Relapse.
Yes, which went 2 times platinum, and I guess I really feel that way because I actually paid money to buy that CD.
Dang.
And
I was going platinum just because.
And I
crack a bottle.
There's a lot of artists. I was like,
but it had a couple of good songs, but everything else was just why.
Well, 3 a.m. was a good song.
Yeah, I like 3 a.m. 3 a.m. We Made You, Old Time Sake, Crack a Bottle, and Beautiful, which is my second favorite.
Yeah.
But hold on a
I
second.
ignored that whole.
Oh, We Made You was hilarious. That video was hilarious.
I ignored that whole.
But I like Beautiful because it was kind of. I like Beautiful because it's kind of uplifting. Because like for me, like I got made fun of in school sometimes. So just to hear that song where he says, "Don't let them say you ain't beautiful."
Oh yeah, he did. I said about he did have some hits on that joint.
Yeah,
but
I'm not saying
like oh my god, like this.
But most of his albums to me aren't like that because to me he has about maybe each album he has about 3 good hits on average.
Yeah,
they're all. It's a good album overall.
On average, okay, but the earlier joints had about 7, 8.
Sure. I'm saying I'm just saying average. You know, take them all. But anyway,
Brad, can you rap?
No, it's all.
Yes, you can rap. I've heard him rap.
We're talking about rap.
You don't have to answer that right now.
Who rap?
Don't tell him what
Can
he
you,
has
Brad,
to
the
do.
host?
Thank you.
But I am about to
anybody can rap.
quote one of the lyrics on one of his songs off that album, which I think is his worst. It's called "Insane," and 2 of the lyrics where he's like, he played ping pong with his own He played ping pong with his own ding dong. That motherfucker's got nuts like King Kong. I'm like, what? And then at the very end, he's like, Mom, help me. I think I'm melting. Marshall, I just love you, boy. I care about your well-being. No, Dad, I said no. I don't need no help peeing. I only get naked when the babysitter tells me she showed me a movie like Nightmare on Elm Street, but it was X and they called it pubic hair in Chelsea. Well, this is called ass raping. We're shooting the jail scene. I'm like, what the
Okay.
Yeah.
That's why I told you he's a sick. His mind is sick, but he like.
It's like Freud.
It's insane.
You know Freud.
But back to Eminem.
Crazy.
Eminem is crazy.
I'm related.
Ow.
Let her speak.
She's hitting me, audience help. So no.
Abuse. Oh, whoops! I said that out loud.
All right, back to Eminem.
Wake up.
What? I'm listening.
Okay. All right.
How you going?
Oh, you're laughing at me.
What are you doing?
This podcast is not our A game. I'm gonna tell you that right now.
But nah, y'all doing fine. But you were about to say something. Go ahead.
Oh no, I wasn't about to.
I was just waiting my turn, man. Well, since you done dragged me out of character, I might as well just. I was control, man. I'm about to start getting wild.
Oh,
Sorry.
shut up.
You told me to shut up. Abuse.
Stay focused.
Actually, I thought I did pretty good this podcast. Mainly been y'all two. It's really bad.
What are your thoughts on
Mightily
Relapse? Still?
sloppy.
What are your thoughts on Relapse, though?
Relapse, I did not listen. I don't remember anything about that album.
Wow.
I also remember the main thing I remember is Eminem calling it later putting out another album, apologizing for the album.
Yeah, which we'll get into next.
So
That's when you know.
I'm sorry, y'all. I wasn't at my best.
Then why'd you release it?
Sorry to my fans.
Give us our money
Platinum.
back.
Buy the single.
Platinum.
Give us our money back.
That didn't make any sense.
Buy the single.
They did buy it.
Yeah, they did.
He apologizing for bad music and they buying that music.
Eminem could fart in a bag
Ew.
and put it in stores and would go platinum.
Ew.
And I'm not even kidding.
Yeah, and only the white people will buy it.
Yep, yeah, and they'll be like, oh man. Then they'll complain about, oh, this is a terrible album. But then they still bought it. Like it's like that's Eminem is just he sells like Adele. He can sell anything.
You know they literally sell stuff like that.
I had a couple Slim Shady shirts.
Really? See, I never would have bought that.
Mm-hmm.
He's great. But anyway.
So yeah, we all agree Relapse was not his best.
No.
In fact, he had his skit on Relapse where he was talking about 2 CDs. Yes, I have a 2-part series and CD. Mm-hmm. And then once he heard the reception Relapse was getting, he was like, okay, I need to change it up. Which gave us Recovery, which I will say is probably my 3rd favorite Eminem album, which
That's
went
a great album.
3 times platinum, and some people would say that was his transition album to what his career is now.
Yeah.
But that album gave us Cold Wind Blows.
That's the diss track.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry.
Won't Back Down with Pink.
Love that
White WTP, which stands for White Trash Party. Going Through Changes, which is my favorite song off that album. Seduction. Not Afraid. No Love with Lil Wayne, which came out at a time when Lil Wayne was
No love.
Spacebound, Cinderella Man, 25 to Life, So Bad, and
Almost
Love the Way You Lie.
Oh, man.
Love the Way You Lie.
Yeah, that album was a crazy.
Not Afraid is a tight ass song.
That's one of his best songs too, man.
Take a chance. I admit it. That's the apology song for the album.
Yep.
For that,
yeah.
I put the music. I had something.
He said,
I didn't put my heart in it.
In fact, let's be honest. Relapse last CD was in something.
Mm-hmm.
But you end up think about it.
I love that joint.
I'm tired of the Rihanna song. It's so good. They played it so much.
Yeah, they played that song
I
out
love the way you lie. I got tired of that shit.
Yeah.
Like I said, some songs you can listen to over and over again, but I can't do that song.
They play that joint, yeah, they did.
They can't even replay it no more.
Nope.
They played it out, bro.
That's like Bruno Mars stuff. They do the same thing.
Yeah.
Like,
That's why I don't listen to the radio now, because they overplay songs.
Yep.
Yeah.
I was looking at some side note that he's only come out with like 9 to 10. He came up with like one album. Bruno Mars.
Oh yeah.
He's been playing his whole time. He's been playing music from the same album.
He's been tricking
over these
us.
last couple years. I'm
all.
thinking this man is coming out with music. He's playing the same songs.
See, that's how I am when it comes to music, bro.
Like that is.
What do you mean?
You know how good
It's like the
you know how
same
good
thing.
the songs have to be able to do that.
But he does a lot of features too.
Songs.
Yeah, he does do a lot of
He
features.
He
Yeah.
won a Grammy off one of his features.
Yeah.
Yes, he
Hot-
don't
hot
like
dang.
features.
Don't stop. Hot dang. You know what's his name?
Yeah.
But he's
That's
smart,
what it
and
is.
this is why Eminem's good, but he'll only go so far. It's because Bruno Mars can appeal to old people, young people, black people, and white people.
That's what comes in the talking about killing people. You're not gonna be able to, get the old audience moving.
I mean, you shouldn't get anybody moving. Shit.
You know.
That's why I say he's a tortured soul, man. Like I said, I really do believe that.
But he has his place in the artist world.
Oh yeah, he's legendary. But he's like you said, like he's
His fans, he got old fans and young fans. Now he hold it down too.
a lot of the new people just because we'll get into that, but we'll get into the next album. But it changed, the game changed.
Eminem.
He didn't quite catch up, or he stayed his style, and it didn't. A lot of people don't really feel his music anymore because he's speaking real stuff. Whether it's goofy or not, it's still real. Yeah. And they about like that.
I think that's the thing about Eminem. He
hit that flow.
He adapted. Is that he grew with his audience to a certain point, and then after a while he just stopped.
Yep. Yeah. Very true.
Yeah, and that's
Renegade. When they come out.
That was a classic.
Renegade. Never been afraid. He was murdering people.
But that's why Kanye and Jay-Z are still relevant because they adapt with their audience.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah, they do. Yep.
Yes.
Well, Jay-Z had a little phase because it took him a minute where he had a down album.
I still think he's down.
Well, a lot of people don't like Jay-Z no more.
I never.
I never thought he was that good.
Yeah. Well, I think for me, it's like I like him, respect Jay-Z for what he's done with the culture, but I never really was a big fan of his. But then he came out with 4-4, which brought out a whole side of Jay-Z that I like. So it's like,
talking straight fact.
If he wasn't with Beyonce, would he? How relevant would he be?
He'd still be very relevant. He's a legend.
I think he'd be
that helped, but
relevant.
Jay-Z
got his own brand.
Honestly.
Yeah.
Jay-Z's the GOAT.
They was probably both known just as well at that point.
Yeah, they was.
I think
that nigga was doing his
they
thing
both
in the 90s too. He was doing his thing before Beyonce was still Destiny Child when that man was making hits. Like
he was the most well-known rapper. He was the most well-known rapper.
Business behind the business, he left Dame and all.
I mean, I'm sure they wouldn't have because they became a team. And they was right for each other.
They became powerful together.
That works for her too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You can definitely not say one is
Jay-Z is too tight.
Yeah, he always trying to get the woman credit. The woman.
Jay-Z's too tight.
I'm just saying, if they were broken up, would they still be us?
Yes.
I mean, that's a good question, though. I agree.
Yeah,
that's a great question.
Yes, they would be.
That is a great question.
Is that really a great question?
Yeah.
No, it really is.
Oh, here we go.
What? That is not a great question. That is an irrelevant question.
All right, why do you think it's an irrelevant question?
Right.
Because that is like, well, wait a minute. Like, it's like, okay, let's see. If this drama was here, would it be as great? Like, it's like this question doesn't add anything. It's not creative.
When I say it's
and that's
relevant,
not an interesting question to me.
it's questioning the
question of what?
Just social hype.
Not really, because we're not even. Nah, I don't think so.
Well, we're talking about Eminem anyway. This had nothing to do with Beyonce.
We're talking about music, you know.
Tape, you're making the mics go in and out.
Yeah, Todd. That's it.
I wonder why I like
this thing, bro.
Stop it.
Wake up.
Please don't call that.
Stop it, man. Anyway.
Okay. So
2 more albums, right? 2 or 3.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
But real quick, I do agree with you that old folks like Bruno Mars because my mom, she loves Bruno Mars, and me and my sisters we bought her tickets to a Bruno Mars concert for
$300.
Every woman loves Bruno Mars.
Everybody loves Bruno Mars.
Every woman loves Bruno Mars.
You don't even know Bruno Mars. No, it's like it's Bruno Mars.
He's a nose Bruno Mars.
They said he looked like Caroline from the Goofy movie.
He does.
They play his shit everywhere, dude.
Nah, but he
can dance, he can play instruments, he can do anything. That's why old people like
It's
that.
like a throwback of like James. That's a good one. Say almost like a.
He can do it all.
Michael Jackson type, not Michael Jackson, obviously.
He's more James Brown.
He is more James. He does everything.
Got that soul, that funk, man.
He produces. Anyway.
So yeah, the last 2 albums that he put out, Eminem put out was the Marshall Mathers LP2, which went 4 times platinum, which
platinum every album
4 times.
Which again,
I love that album actually.
I don't hate that album, but it's like it's not
Every
the
album
worst
shouldn't
thing
be no
I
damn.
the worst thing I heard.
I
But
like that jam.
but it had some gems like Bad Guy, which was the sequel to Stand, which I appreciated very much.
Okay.
He had Survival, which is a good gym song, and Legacy, which is my
man.
favorite song off that album. Then he had Asshole, Berserk, Rap God, The Monster with Rihanna again,
Yep.
and Highlights, which was pretty much his apology to his mother,
Yep.
which I also appreciated.
He didn't like Rhyme or Reason where he took he remixed the Beatles beat.
Well, there was a lot of songs on the album I wasn't really too keen on. But
Oh, okay. Wow, I'm surprised. That was a good song. And then Legacy.
yeah,
Did you like that one?
I love that
That
song.
song is a good song, man. I listen to these songs so
Never
many
heard that
times.
song.
And then
Yes.
Rap God was. It wasn't a Rap God. He was flexing his lyricism, and that song is one of his best songs only because he literally broke a record for how many words he said in a song. He broke a world record for Rap God, and then Brainless. Oh man, he had a lot of good. I'm just looking at it now. He had
Berserk on that job.
Yeah.
A lot of white people like this.
That was a really all these were. I still listen to half these songs in the gym because they all like kind of give you motivation a little bit. I didn't really like that. I didn't really like that song with Kendrick called "Love Game." It was kind of like it was interesting.
Nah, it was alright.
It was
Yeah,
okay,
it
but
was.
but
I
yeah,
expected better.
yeah, me too. But he had a lot of, and then Desperation.
I think they got like kind of. They just got creative on that joint. I
Yeah,
ain't mad that they made it, but I just probably gotta make another song together. Though.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. It was like about women, and I didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was interesting. Not the last, but I'm sorry, but I like that album.
Any thoughts on Marshall Mathers LP2?
No thoughts.
No thoughts.
No.
Wasn't a big fan.
No, really, except for that Kendrick song, I don't really.
Or you don't remember that much.
I didn't. I need to. I want to hear that Legacy song y'all keep talking about.
That
That
song
sounds
is a
tight.
good song.
I want to hear that.
It's a really good song.
In fact, I think the other grudge I have against that album is that song was nominated for a Grammy along with a I want to say it was because the internet with Childish Gambino and someone else, I don't know, but either way he won that album over other people that I thought had a better album. So
Yeah, well, that's the Eminem effect, as you know.
yeah,
What's his real name?
Marshall
Mathers.
Mathers, Eminem, the rapper Eminem.
Makes sense.
That's genius, actually. Anyway,
So yeah, that's the Marshall Mathers LP2, and now we're here to his latest album, Revival, which again I said is getting ridiculed by both critics and fans. Like the first song on the album was Walk on Water, which is him and Beyonce. And honestly, when I first heard it, I was a bit underwhelmed because it's like, come on, you have a song with Eminem and Beyonce.
Yeah.
That should have been my jam, and you just made it into a soft piano ballad.
yeah.
But then after giving it a couple more listens and actually listening to the lyrics, I was like, okay, I can kind of get it.
Oh yeah, that's a good
I
song.
like that. Yeah, I like it too.
Yeah. But everything else after that was just...
Repetitive or why don't you like the album? Like, what's wrong with it to you? Because let's ask Brad, the host, Brad's podcast.
I guess what I don't like about it is like it just feels like it's a continuation of his last two albums, which I said Recovery was his transition, and it just feels like he's not really. Well, yes, it's okay to change it up, but he's not really switching it up.
I can see that. I never thought of it like that. That's a good point.
And it just seems like he's just now in for this grungy, angry music.
White man.
Yeah.
A middle-aged white man who's angry at everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is angry at everything. But I think Eminem, one thing about Eminem, his lyricism has never changed. His flow has adapted somewhat. Like you said, it only went so far. And his vulgarity has pretty much stayed the same. He's still just as vulgar and just as graphic and just as twisted as he was, maybe, I'd say, or at least very close to what he was. He used to be real messed up. But
I think he's still that authentic. It's just he's
if you listen
in
to
a different phase of it in his life, so he has different stuff to talk about.
But he still talks about pretty much raping. Like I said, and it's just like, it's interesting. So, yeah, he's a twisted soul, man.
Yeah,
but he's so good.
It's like the only thing that changed is he's made peace with both his mom and his baby mother. But
yeah, but he still hates his dad.
Yeah,
You know,
which is justified though.
Yeah, absolutely. I understand that, but just some of the things he says about he goes after anybody, which I kind of like and I don't like, because not only I don't get, it's good and bad because again, you go after certain things. He says things that are just like, push the envelope. That I wouldn't even think the things that he said, honestly. But that's just me. Everybody's different. But not talking about that. I'm just talking about when he said something about raping somebody, and then one of his latest. I just didn't like that. I just didn't like that. I
didn't like that raping.
I didn't like that raping. I didn't like that raping line. Call me something, but I can't.
Call me old fashioned.
Yeah, call me old fashioned. But I wasn't down when he said raping somebody. I think it was Ann Coulter. Even if you don't like her, it was something like he said. It was like he said
rape Ann Coulter.
Yeah, he said yeah. Call me old fashioned, but I was like, dang, I don't.
Why do you think? My question is, why do you think that's okay? And it doesn't
care.
It's crazy if a rapper says this stuff. It's fine, but if anyone else were to say, "I'm gonna go rape this person,"
literally, that's what he said.
And then it's wrong.
He said, "F you with a hand salt or something like that." I'm like,
that just don't make sense.
Comedians and rappers can say these things, and maybe
I know
movie writers too as well.
Yeah,
sometimes.
So,
but if you were to be like, I'm gonna go rape somebody, you would be in jail tonight.
I mean, if I'm just like getting on Facebook Live talking about, I'm about to go. That's different. I think.
Well, they got Kodak for that, so I feel like they can get. They've been trying. People have tried to get Eminem.
I mean, talking like that will bring certain things on you that you're gonna have to fight off because the way you talking.
Yep.
But I don't. You know what I'm saying?
I think Eminem's done it for so long. We kind of numb to it. Oh yeah, I hope not. But I don't know anybody.
And it's just rap.
He's done it for so long that people just kind of tune him out. Like it's like.
That still is like
good or bad. It's just like I don't tune him out because I listen to what he's saying. It's like, geez, Eminem, come on.
Especially now we older, like I can't help but hear every word that you say.
Exactly. That's the line for me when he talking about raping people. I was like, come on. I think like I said, call me old fashioned, but I don't like the rapey thing. Am I wrong for that?
Nah. Sometimes I think he does it like to pay homage to like his old style or something.
Yeah.
Because sometimes it sounds like he's trying to sound like his old self.
That's a good point.
Yeah, I don't know.
Maybe. He's trying, or he could just be that twisted. You never.
Oh, no, I think he's a little twisted, but I think he's.
Either that or it's just persona.
Yeah. But even he said he killed Slim Shady. Like in his songs, he did. So that's why I'm talking about. That's why I say I feel like he's just a twisted soul. So. Pray for that, man. Pray for us all.
We ain't going around.
A lot of artists do it that way. I say some certain ones you hear like the people cutting the ear off and stuff, like Van Gogh.
Oh yeah,
cut the ear off.
Yeah,
you know. So,
but and that's why people didn't like the album. I feel like because he switched up. He's not always talking about doing those things, those crazy things. They be like, oh dang, he's telling things that make sense, and that's why people don't like that. They want you to. A lot of times when you do music and you have a certain thing you're good at, they want you to stay in that box. Like Lecrae, they want Lecrae to stay in a Christian music box where he's trying to be secularly.
Well, that's not.
When they stay in that box where, where he's just like, okay, he's only talking about vulgarity, and they expect him to say something crazy. But when he doesn't, they're like, "What are you talking about? You're making sense." And
I agree, but it's not good. Like, you're saying they want you like.
Oh, I'm not saying it's good.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, that's not good at all. It's just it is what it is. Like But anyway, that's Eminem.
Yeah. Any thoughts on Revival album, Kobe?
No does.
But I don't get. I get his Marshall Mathers. You said.
Yeah, that's his government name.
But then it's like he spells it not the actual M and N. He spells it EMI.
Oh.
All that junk. I just think that's kind of interesting.
Yeah.
What?
No, I get it.
Why are you laughing?
His homeboys back in the day called him Eminem, which is M and M, but I guess he twisted it in his own way. So
yeah, I think it's kind of interesting. Either way, don't laugh at me because I think it's interesting. Haters gonna hate.
This is a lot. This podcast. Look at these two. These are a lively bunch. I'm sorry.
We had energy.
no, I was just saying. No, it's just your face. You're like, you guys look so tired.
I'm conserving my energy for any time I really need to speak.
Oh Lord, that you got
barely got those words out.
that says everything. I think we cover. We've been talking for an hour anyway.
Hey, this is Brad's show.
Sheesh.
He handles it.
Yeah. You have any more thoughts on the Revival album?
I can't wait to listen to it. I did hear parts of it earlier. You played it. I heard one song on there that it sounds like he's doing the modern flow.
Yep, that was a good song.
I actually like that, and I actually think that if Eminem really see the thing about it is that these modern flow, the modern flow is that it's like if you are a great rapper, and you've been doing it long enough, and you're like connected like with your heart, you know what I'm saying, that true side of yourself, and you switch up and just not follow the trend, but make it your own.
Stop
you can last forever. If Eminem makes more songs like that and finds his own way of doing it, he'll add another, he'll be 50 rapping. But then again, at the same time, who wants to keep rapping?
Jay-Z does. And Rick Ross is going to be that. He's almost 50.
Oh, man. Rick.
He's old. He's 44.
I just hate his breathing.
I
just imagine someone behind you just going, like over your shoulder. Oh my god.
Oh my gosh.
That's just weird.
If I went to Wingstop is expensive. Wingstop is expensive. I started to get Wingstop the other day. It is expensive.
Go to Wingstop now. You'll probably see Rick Ross there.
He owns some of them actually, doesn't he? I think he owns Wingstops.
That's what made me bring that up.
For real?
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny. See, great mind. Hey,
Wingstop. GameStop.
Yeah, right.
You said you wanted to talk about some of Eminem's features.
Yeah, murdering people on their own track.
Yeah, what songs did you have in mind?
Ooh. Oh well, back to the what's this? Renegade. Let's go back to Renegade.
Oh yeah.
That song was amazing because Jay-Z ripped it, but Eminem was just.
Yep.
Yeah.
It was just
Eminem.
You know what I'm saying? He made them songs, and then Wayne, they had two together. They had the Drop the World Jones too.
Oh yeah,
Pick the world up and I'm gonna drop it on your fucking head.
He's on that Forever joint too.
Then you got the Forever, you know what I'm saying? He got endless.
Oh yeah, he killed that joint.
But he was murdered.
Do y'all think? Do you think? All right, out of the two Wayne songs, Forever joint. I think Wayne had the best verse on that whole Forever joint. But I'm biased though.
Yes, you are.
This is the time period. But the Drop the World Wayne verse versus M verse, what do y'all think was better?
Eminem.
Mm-hmm. Alright, what about the No Love joint? The No Love joint.
Eminem.
I don't like Wayne's voice.
That's what it is. And that's fair, that adds to it. It's just like a singer.
He sound nasty.
You said you don't like it.
No, he just sound nasty. I don't know.
Throw it on the wow a lot.
Just his voice.
I turn the lights.
He could be in a scary movie. He could be in a scary movie.
Well, that's like Boozy. People don't like Boozy, but he one of the realest rappers I know.
Oh, they're good rappers.
Boozy running the realest.
His voice is weird.
Yeah, for No Love to me is a toss up because
it's a toss up, dude. They both murdered his job.
Especially Eminem, like one of my favorite lines off of Eminem's verse in that song was get these whack cocksuckers off stage. Where the fuck is Kanye when you need him?
Right.
Where's Kanye when you need him?
Yeah.
Right. Oh, and then one last feature when he did Airplanes with B.O.B. He ripped that. Man, he ripped that feature. I can't forget that one.
That was nice.
Anyway.
He surprised me that joint because he's been quiet for a minute.
Yep, and he came back.
And you just heard him on that song, that pop song.
Yeah, I was crushed that.
See, don't hate on pop.
I think that was right after Recovery or right before Recovery. One of the two.
It was after.
After, yep.
Yeah.
That man. Yeah, he does that. He'll disappear for about, like J. Cole. We got to do a segment on J. Cole, hopefully. But Eminem is actually, ironically, they link because remember when J. Cole was talking about Eminem and saying how he, something about like white rappers or something like that, but he didn't mean it like that. And he had to apologize because Eminem was, they would say Eminem was mad or something. He was getting ready to try to like roast J. Cole. It was a whole thing. You know, Joe Budden sliced it. So, this was a while ago.
I think J. Cole could take it.
Really?
I don't think J. Cole would out of respect. But then again, J. Cole's the same guy that almost got into a fight with Diddy. So, who knows? I mean, who knows what they did.
That I didn't know.
Yeah, they got, yeah, this is a whole story.
I think Diddy might be,
Diddy's crazy.
I seen,
Diddy's crazy. Don't mess with Diddy. He probably listening right now.
He beat up Drake.
Yeah. He slapped Drake. But then now they're cool. So that's what I'm saying. You don't mess with Diddy. Don't mess with the legends, man. Eminem, all them. Out of respect. So.
If I get this by Eminem, we're beefing.
Oh man, don't do
with
that.
who?
Don't you?
If I get this by anybody,
right? Yeah, don't ever beef with Eminem. Just concede.
This with anybody.
I mean, you gotta try, but
it's nothing. How you gonna lose?
All right, so to wrap this up, does anybody have any final thoughts on
You ain't gotta
Eminem?
respond with rap.
No, true. Well,
final thoughts on Eminem.
Makes me think of candy.
Okay.
Eminem,
He's a good one.
I mean, he's one of the best. He's a forever staple in hip hop.
Yeah, he's amazing, man. Twisted soul, but amazing.
Yeah, he's great. But he's not the best.
You know. Before it, why isn't Eminem ain't in your top 5? Just for you personally.
Oh, he is. Remember?
Oh, he's.
Yeah.
Oh,
He in my top 5, man.
He's gotta be.
He gotta be.
Oh, okay.
The way he flowed,
And
his
he
metaphors,
impacted the
all that
game.
stuff.
Yeah.
He
Ain't
brought all the
nobody
white
about to
rappers.
battle him. Who gonna battle Eminem?
Nobody smart.
And it's like, just like, the only reason he's not first is because I can't listen to all
I'll
this
say
stuff.
you could make an argument. Andre 3 Stacks is on the same level.
Oh yeah.
Andre,
Yeah. I just wish he had more solo music, but he is a beast.
You gotta be able to feel it.
You gotta be feeling it. For him to be number 1 in my genre, I can't feel it. It's the same with Kendrick, bro. I can't.
Killing your mom, I can't.
Well, that's why.
do it.
And that's why he's in the top 10. But I know that I'm blasphemous, but that's why I like Cole, because like he's my favorite, because I can identify with just about everything he's saying. Like Biggie, sometimes Biggie, Eminem, all them. Sometimes I be like, I don't know, I never did that. So and J. Cole, I pretty much understand just about everything he's done. So
Other than the fact that you never had your house broken into because people thought you were smoking weed.
Oh, I got robbed. They took our TVs, but that's another story off air. Thank you, Brad. Shout out Brad. Everybody clap for Brad, man. Yeah, shout out. Brad's the man.
Got the snack.
I gotta hear this.
Oh no! I never did that. But yeah.
He's lying, bro.
Why would I lie about that?
If you ever
If I did, I would have told you.
Don't worry, I'm gonna cut that out.
Hey, you don't have to cut it out, bro.
All right,
Just leave it on the air.
Oh, nah.
Shout out to the people.
You can drug test me. I ain't got nothing.
Okay.
Drug test
But
me.
yeah,
Wait,
again, thank y'all for coming down. For me, for my final thoughts on Eminem, like again, I said Miami's one of my favorites of all time, and there's no doubt that he is one of the greatest, both lyrically and freestyle.
Man.
It's just his ability to make a considerably good album or hit song is just lost. But we'll always consider him the best. So
absolutely.
Thank you so much for listening. Around the table, everybody give their social media plugs and everything. Woo. Cody.
Eminem, sorry. Cody Glade, Cody, last name Glade, Glaude.
All right, Tyreezy for Sheezy.
Tyrese. This Tyrese Keaton. That's my name.
Spell it. No one.
Tyrez.
Keaton. Keaton. And then it's @official Jesus Gang on Instagram. Lamont the Shield. Shout out Brad.
Irish Check 3Ks on Instagram.
KKK.
KKK. Oh, that's not good.
Cut it out. So
and again, if listen to Jesus Gang new album, The Good News is on iTunes. So
appreciate that. Hey, thank you.
Second album.
Bad Brad.
Thank you so much.
Trying to catch Eminem.
Yeah.
So again,
Trying to get my 30,000 points like LeBron.
So again, thank you so much for listening, and until next
Youngest
time,
ever.
peace.
Hey,